Greetings. Ordinarily, I have been known as a man who is notable in his field. But today, I'm a man outstanding in his field. Ah, check out this corn. Oh, it's beautiful. I love standing in my field of corn. Yes, the corn is growing really well, and I am definitely looking forward to the harvest coming up here in a few weeks. We have definitely surpassed the knee. Now, while I'm talking about corn, I will mention that when you're planting corn, you do have to have enough nitrogen on the corn prior to it hitting the knee, because it only takes the nitrogen up before it hits knee level and then stores it in the lower stalk and burns it the rest of its life. And so if the corn is shorting in nitrogen, which is the first number on your fertilizer bag and the thing that gives plants green power, if you're short nitrogen when the corn goes in, you are never going to have an excellent crop. There is a lot of chicken manure under my feet here, and that's what it takes in Hawaii to get this corn to grow the way it does. Everything else here is perfect for it. It loves the rainfall, it loves the temperatures, it loves the soil it's living on, etc., etc. And this is a Hawaiian adapted corn variety. But fertilizer is the one thing that's really going to make a lot of difference here. And so phosphorus and potassium are also required. So not just nitrogen in the field, but nitrogen is the one that disappears very rapidly here. And so you have to supply it. Now, I have talked somewhat in the past about how, temperate crops in temperate climates and tropical crops in tropical climates and so forth. Now, not all things are quite that even. Corn grows great in Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, Ohio, New York, blah, blah, blah. Arizona, for instance, the Pueblo cultures of Arizona survived on this plant, but it originates somewhere down in well-watered mountain canyons of southern central Mexico. Well, that's a tropical environment. And so this corn, despite the fact they grow it in Illinois where it's temperate, it's actually a tropical crop at heart, and it just loves Hawaii. It's one of the crops of my childhood that has come here with me. Certain crops like potatoes that I used to love to grow in Wisconsin, they were a great crop there. They don't work well here. So I don't bother with them. We use starchy sweet potatoes like the Okinawan purples and a few others that have a consistency almost like the regular spud. So not everything transfers. Now, the potato did originate in South America, but it originated as a mountain crop, way high up where it gets cold. My Copenhagen market crop of cabbages is getting ripe over here. You can see the heads beginning to ball up. Doing quite well. Over here you can see the trash from my Rubicon Chinese cabbage, because I brought some of these guys in to make kimchi the other day. They are doing beautifully here too at this time of the year. Kale is also looking pretty as you please. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the green worms on it, but not too bad. Predominantly, I have just been hand controlling, and when I find spots where they've been chewing, I just go in and smush the things. I don't feel like spraying. I'm not a real big one to have to put spray on. Over here, the combination of fava beans and Godzilla squash is also doing very well. We have flowers coming on all the fava beans at this point. Here I cut down a Williams banana that was plaguing me by breaking over in the wind, and I'll be removing the stumps to replace this with something else. But the in the trash from the banana, as I chopped it, I broadcast the Manoa sugar. That's the Chinese pea for chow mein, and boy oh boy, we're getting one heck of a good stand of those too. They appear to really like growing around here. This is Exotica, a hermaphrodite papaya. It's become quite popular here because it doesn't tend to cross with the GMO papayas we have here because of the fact that it's a hermaphrodite. I find the flavor of it to be outstanding, I think it's actually better than solo as far as the flavor of the fruit is concerned, and I'm going to be growing more of these in the future. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to resist some of the diseases as well as solo does. I do get spots in the fruit, so that's one of the reasons that they genetically engineered some of the papayas here. Well, if there are any broccoli lovers out there that wonder, can you grow good broccoli in Hawaii? The answer is yes, you betcha. This guy right here is Goliath. It's a hybrid type. It is doing very well. I'm quite pleased with it, and the curd on this one is now getting heavy enough that it's time for me to cut it and take it in and eat it for dinner. I've been harvesting Danish Ballhead cabbages. They're a little bit smaller than the Copenhagen market. These were put in earlier. They do a plenty good job around here, though. I'm quite pleased with them. Excellent quality cabbage, nice and sweet and tender. Just a plain old open pollinated cabbage. Nothing special about this guy at all, other than it grows really well here. Well, there you have it. A brief tour showing off all those beautiful and glorious vegetables. This is Play Vegetable Magazine show here, and the centerfold vegetables in Bill's garden. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and you all have a wonderful day. Aloha.